Happy holidays and welcome to Brunswick Now. I'm your host, Megan Masser. On this month's show, we'll welcome Dave Kesterson with Communities and Schools, Chris Campbell with Campbell Photography Studios, and finally, John and Fran Tafara with Toys for Tots of Brunswick County. Stay with us for the next half hour as we bring you Brunswick Now.
Welcome to Brunswick Now, ATMC TV, Channel 3, bringing you the best of Brunswick.
Let's now welcome Dave Kesterson with Communities and Schools. Welcome to the show, Dave.
Thank you.
Now, you are the city executive for First Bank in Ocean Isle Beach and Charlotte, and you're also on the board of directors for Communities and Schools. So can you tell me, what role does the board of directors play with Communities and Schools?
Our job is to create, is to spread awareness of the communities and schools. It's to raise money and awareness and to try to solicit volunteers for the programs.
Okay, and what exactly is Community in Schools and what's its mission?
Communities and Schools' mission is to create a community of support around the students of Brunswick County schools and nationwide. And through that support to allow these students to stay in school and to graduate and to have success in life. Communities and Schools is the nation's largest network of stay-in-school programs. It operates in 25 states, the District of Columbia, and it supports 3,400 schools and about 1.3 million children. Locally, we've been around for 15 years, and over those 15 years, we've put $18 million back into the school system.
Wow, that's impressive. And what kinds of programs does CIS have?
We've got a lot of programs. Every student and their families are eligible in Brunswick County through each school in the county, also through our family resource centers. Examples of the programs are teen court, peer court, after-school programs, parenting education. We've got scholarship programs, success counseling, success coaching, and graduation coaching. The list goes on.
And what exactly is teen court and peer court?
Teen court and peer court are two systems by which we move cases from the court system into a court of volunteers that we've set up. It gives first-time offenders and minor offenders the chance to avoid the legal courts and to go into our peer court, where they admit guilt before they go in, and that's not the issue. The issue is what sort of punishment and what sort of corrective actions we can take. And we use a jury of their peers. We have students that volunteer to serve on the jury and also to defend and to prosecute the students that are in the court. And through it, we save the county a lot of money. I believe we saved the county $360,000 by moving cases over here.
Wow.
Results of these, nationwide has shown that the average student who goes through this is less likely to create or to get back in the court system down the road. It's been a very neat experience for everybody.
Let's now welcome Chris Campbell with Campbell Photography Studios and Giving Weddings. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I'm very excited to have you on the show. You're a good friend of mine, but I know some of the viewers don't know you, so just start out by telling us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Well, I grew up in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. Went to Clemson University, as you know. Moved up to Wilmington after graduating and ended up down here about 3 years ago in Sunset Beach. So I live there now with my wife, Robin.
Nice. And how did you get started in photography?
I've always shot photography. I think everybody enjoys taking photos, and it starts out as more of a hobby for anyone. But I think it's just slowly evolved into doing it professionally and doing commercial photography and weddings.
And you have two businesses now. What are they called?
Campbell Photography Studio is my commercial and personal company that I do portraits and any sort of commercial work. And then Giving Weddings is a collaboration with my business partner, Brent Klein. So that's what we do, wedding photography.
And where is Brent located?
Brent's in Aiken, South Carolina, so he's a pretty good distance, but it works out well, so we can kind of cover the southeast a little bit. If there's an engagement shoot or somewhere that, maybe down further south in Georgia or somewhere, he can get there, and if it's somewhere up north, I can get to it. But for most of the shoots, we collaborate together, and we always shoot weddings and anything like that together.
And if someone had a destination wedding, would you all be willing to go with them to take pictures?
All the time. We actually just booked a wedding in St. Lucia for next May, so sometimes it don't really feel like work. It's kind of a work and play situation sometimes. But,
well, if you need an assistant, just let me know.
Of course.
And what do you look for when looking for a great shot?
You know, if you sit there and wait for the perfect shot, I think a lot of the times you'll really miss the great shot. So, you know, you always have certain times of the day, you know, if you're shooting outdoors, for lighting, and, you know, just that turns out better, the colors on camera. But, you know, when you're doing it professionally and commercially, when somebody hires you, you know, sometimes you have to wipe a shoot out just because of the weather. But, you know, I think you kind of have to make the shot, and there is no formula for it. It just kind of just happens. So
nice. And we've seen some of your work in different places, and currently on the cover of South Brunswick magazine, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous shot.
Thank you.
But where else do you shoot locally? You're at Knott's Landing sometimes. And
we've teamed up with Knott's Landing over on Ocean Isle Beach as their wedding photographer. So I work with Brittany Adams over there. So it's been a great collaboration with them. They've sent a lot of brides our way, and looking forward to shooting many weddings there next year. But yeah, I shoot with Justin Williams, South Brunswick. So he'll give me a call up and let me know what he needs shot, and I'll go out there, take a few photos, and send over to him. So it's worked out well.
Let's now welcome John and Fran Tafaro of Toys for Tots. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Hi.
Now, can you all start off by telling me a little bit about what Toys for Tots is?
Toys for Tots is a charitable organization run by the Marine Corps Reserve. And our goal is to go out and collect new toys for children and deliver to them for Christmas, to needy children.
And how long have you all been involved with Toys for Tots?
Well, we've been involved for 3 years.
For 3 years.
We cover Brunswick County, and from Little River, actually in South Carolina, up to Leland.
Wow.
So it's a large area that we cover.
And why did you decide to get involved with Toys for Tots?
Well, I'm an inactive Marine. I belong to the Marine Corps League in Calabash. It's called the Borders Detachment 1036. And there is no Marine Corps Reserve in this area. So when the Marine Corps Reserve is missing, the Marine Corps League steps in and fills that need. So that's what we do.
And how did you get involved?
Well, I decided my husband needs a helper, and we're both, I have to say, charitable people, and we like to do a lot of volunteer work, and it's very gratifying. It really is.
How did Toys for Tots get started?
Toys for Tots was actually started in 1947 by a major called Bill Hendricks. His wife had handcrafted a doll and asked him to deliver it to an organization that would give it to a needy child for Christmas. Well, when he went out, he found out that there were none of these services available. So he organized other Marines in the Marine Corps Reserve, and they went out that year and collected 5,000 toys for needy children. And the next year, the Marine Corps Reserve adopted it as its own, and they service 74 counties. Today, we have 700 coordinators in the country, Guam, Puerto Rico, and we collect probably around 16 million toys.
It's amazing.
And we distribute 7 to 7 million children.
Wow.
I think 90%, I'm not sure on these figures, but they should be pretty close, 90% of all the money we collect goes back into the charity. And we are the only charity sanctioned by the Pentagon.
Wow, that's amazing. And what is the mission of Toys for Tots?
Well, the mission is basic: deliver a brand new toy for Christmas to a needy child.